Hi, friends. Thank you for joining me again today. Namaste. So, we're going to focus on three main poses today. These are called the warrior poses. You may have seen them or seen them in photos or heard about them. They're really fundamental, basic poses, but I really like to go back to these basic poses throughout my practice just so I can really get back to the basics, get back to the fundamentals. You may be able to use a block. If you don't have a block, I highly suggest that you invest in one. They come in really handy when you feel that the floor is full. You can put your hand on it, and it brings the floor up a little bit closer to you. If you don't have one for today's practice, you can use a book or a can, maybe, or something that you have around the house. So go ahead and grab your mat, anything else that you need, and then meet me on your mat. So go ahead and grab your block and feel free to sit on your block. You can sit cross-legged or just on your knees. And this allows you to lift the hips up so that the knees are lower than the hips. And then sit tall, find your sitting bones. So you ground yourself down through the sitting bones. The crown of the head is reaching up to the sky. Your spine is tall. And adjust your seat so that the crown of your head is in line with the base of your spine. Then simply resting your hands on your thighs, begin to notice what's going on inside. Notice your body, notice any sensations in the body. Notice the areas of tension, any unnecessary tension, or even the areas of spaciousness. And then notice your breath. Notice your natural rhythm of your own breath, your inhalations and exhalations. And then perhaps you can put a count to your breath. So maybe you can count for uh, 4 inhales. Can you allow the exhalations to also be the same count? So if you're inhaling for 4 counts, can you exhale for 4 counts? And begin to visualize your inhalation through the nostril all the way down through the base of your spine, and the exhalation ascending from the base of the spine out through the nostrils. Your inhalation, draw in through the nostrils all the way to the base of the spine, and as you exhale, see and sense the breath traveling up through the spine, ascending through the spine and out through the nostrils. The same number of inhalations equal to exhalations. Inhaling for 4 counts, exhaling for 4 counts. One more inhalation, one more exhalation, and then slowly begin to open your eyes, putting the block to the side and come to the front of your mat. And as you come to the front of your mat, have your feet be hip width apart so that your toes and knees are pointing straight forward. I'm going to face you so you can see me. So my toes and knees are pointing straight forward along with the hip bones. Everything is straightforward. Shoulders are soft. Palms are open to the front. The back of the neck is long. The spine is tall. Crown of the head reaches up to the sky. And then notice if you're lifting your chin up, can you draw the chin down and in just a little bit? Some of us tend to lead with our chin. We tend to do that in our life as well, leading with our head. You start establishing this in your practice, maybe you can lift from your heart. And then coming to the front of your mat, inhaling, reach all the way up to the sky. And exhaling, lower your hands down to the side. So turning your palms up. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. And then turning your palms down, begin to reach out to the sides, bringing your arms next to you. And do this one more time. Inhaling, reach up at the top of your inhalations. Your fingers are all the way to the sky. At the bottom of your exhalation, your hands are resting next to you. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Really allow the inhales to move you. And then exhaling, begin to fold forward from your hips. Bend the knees so you can take the hamstrings out of this pose and then fold forward. Come in halfway up. Now this is a good place to use the blocks. So lifting the chest halfway up to Ardha Uttanasana and then exhaling, fold forward, letting the head go, Uttanasana. Halfway up Ardha Uttanasana, the chest is lifting to the front, your back is nice and flat. Exhaling, fold, Uttanasana, letting the head go, back of the neck is long. And do this one more time, inhaling Ardha Uttanasana halfway up, exhaling Uttanasana, fold forward, and with your next inhalation coming all the way up, or Bahastasana, exhaling, hands come to the heart center. Taking a big step back with your right foot, turn your right toes out in a 45-degree angle, your left toes and your left knee are pointing straight ahead. And I like to step out and a little bit so that I'm not on a tight rope. So maybe take your right foot out away from the midline of your body. So you give your hips enough space to move. And then this way, if you want to open your hips to the front, you have the space to do that. Keep the back leg nice and straight and strong. Your torso is pointing forward. There's enough space between both feet. Inhaling, reach all the way up to the sky once again. And then exhale, bend the front knee. Bringing your arms out to cactus arms to the side. Inhaling, reach all the way up. And exhaling, arms in cactus, bringing the elbows out to the side. And really use your lat muscles behind you as if you're doing a pull-up, using all the nice big muscles behind you. Pull the belly in, and notice if you're leaking energy from the front, pull the belly in. You can even lean forward just a little bit so that the back is long, you're not compressing the lumbar spine. And you're lifting up through the front side body. Pause here and then exhaling, coming into Warrior Two. Open your arms out to the side. Now, if you're, I always like to step out a little bit more, so give yourself enough room to move. Notice if you're leaning one way or another, can you bring your torso back to the center, midline of the body? Inhale, reaching the arms out to the side, turn the palms open, reaching the fingertips out, and imagine that you have just soft arms, soft shoulders, like logs on top of the water, just buoyant. Inhaling, and then look down. Notice if your left knee is leaning forward or out. Can you bring that so that the left knee is aligned with the left middle toe? Palms are up to the sky. Reach back behind you. Exhale. Begin to straighten that left leg more and more and more. And keep the length you've created on that left side and slowly begin to pour yourself into triangle pose. Now this is another really good place for your block. You can bring the block to the outside of your left foot and rest your left hand on top of the block. Bring your right arm to your hip and then gently begin to rotate the left rib cage up to the sky. Both legs are nice and energized. You're lifting through the inseam of the legs, reaching the right fingertips straight up to the sky. Both sides are nice and long. Shoulders are soft. Jaws are soft. Your gaze can be to the front. And then as you inhale, lift straight up to the sky, and exhaling, warrior two. Inhaling, reach back behind you, exalt your warrior. Exhaling, begin to turn your torso to the front. Spin your heel up so that you're on the ball of the back foot on your right foot. Lean forward just a little bit, pulling the belly in, engaging the core, shifting your weight to the left leg, and slowly begin to pick up your back foot off the ground. So maybe the back foot just comes up a foot, maybe an inch, whatever it is. The intention is to lift the chest up. Energize that back leg. Imagine a wall behind that back leg, and don't think about raising the leg, or don't think about lowering the torso. Think about raising the back leg. So the torso, the chest stays open the whole time. You can lift the inner side, the inseam of that right leg up to the sky as the right hip lowers down to the floor. Your arms can come back in airplane, swept back wings, and then slowly begin to bend your left knee and gently land on the right toes back there. Inhale, reach the fingertips up to the sky, and exhale, step your right foot to meet the left. How did you do? How did that work out? Now we're going to do the same sequence on the opposite side. So taking the big step back with your left foot. Again, notice if you're standing on a tightrope, step your right foot out to the side a little bit, maybe the left foot out to the side a little bit. Square your hips to the front as much as you can without forcing anything, and then lift and inhale and lift your arms straight up to the sky. With your exhalation, bend the right knee and bend the elbows out to the side into cactus arm. And we're going to move through this with our own breath. Inhaling, reaching the fingertips up. Exhaling, bend the elbows out to the side. Keep that back leg nice and energized. Pull the belly in so that the back, your tail can be elongated towards the back heel. You can even lean forward if you like to. Your right knee is pointing straight ahead, right over the right middle toe. Inhaling, reach up, and exhaling, open up into warrior two pose. So opening your torso to the side wall. Again, maybe you need to step out a little bit more, spread your feet a little wider. And generally, heel to arch is a good way to come into this pose. So notice if that right knee is leaning in or leaning out. See that the right knee is aligned with the right middle toe. Inhale, turn the palms up, and exhale, begin to reach back behind you, stretching that entire right side open. Keep the length that you've created, and then pour yourself out into triangle pose. This is a good place for your block, putting your right hand on the block, taking a nice deep inhalation, bringing your left arm to the side first, and then rotate your right rib cage up towards the sky. That back leg is nice and straight and strong. You're lifting through the inseam of both legs, and inhale, reach the left fingertips straight up to the sky. And see that both shoulders are soft. So notice if the right shoulder is coming in, is rotating in, rotate the shoulder back so that the shoulder blades can come down your back. With your inhalation, begin to lift your torso up, exhaling back into warrior two pose. Inhaling, reach back behind you, exalt your warrior, and then exhaling, coming to Anjayanasana, turning your torso to face forward, come to the ball of the back foot, the left foot. Inhale, reach straight up to the sky, and then exhaling as you bring your hands to your heart center, begin to lean forward. Shift your weight to the front leg, to the right leg, pull the belly in, engage the core, and then slowly begin to lift that left leg back up off the floor. Now again, don't think about how high you're lifting the foot. It could be just an inch, it could be a foot, but the whole purpose is to create a back bend even in this pose. So your chest, your torso is lifting up. You're lifting the back leg through the inseam of the leg. That left hip is lowering towards the floor. And then your arms can either rest next to you or reach back behind you into swept back wings. Whatever you choose to do, your chest is lifted. Begin to bend your right knee more and more and more. And then taking the left toes back to the floor behind you. Inhale, reach up into Anjaneyasana. Exhaling, step your left foot to meet the right. Inhaling, Urdhva Hastasana, reach up to the sky. Exhaling, hands come to the prayer heart center. So for the next pose, which is chair pose, I'm going to face the front so you can see me. My toes are, again, toes and knees are pointing forward, feet are hip width apart, and we begin to sit back into a chair. So imagine you're actually sitting back into a chair. Sometimes we tend to lean forward, which means that the knees are going past the toes. See that that doesn't happen. If you look down, you should be able to see your toes. Your bottom is leaning back, your belly is pulled in. There's still a nice natural curvature of the back. And then you can slowly reach up to the sky. Now your arms can be in V shape. So that allows the shoulders to be open a little bit more. They don't necessarily have to come together. Have your arms be in V shape, reaching up. And then lean back just a little bit. Your weight is on your heels. Pull the belly in once again. And then sit deeper into your chair. Just imagine there's a chair right behind you and you're sitting in the chair. And then inhale, coming all the way up. And exhale, hands come to the heart center. Inhaling, reach up once again. And exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, coming all the way up, and then come to the front of your mat if you aren't already there. We're going to do that entire sequence from the top. Inhaling, begin to reach all the way out to the side, or Hastasana, reaching your arms straight up to the sky. Exhaling, fold forward from your hips with a long straight back. Use your blocks. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up. Exhaling, bend your knees and lift your torso in chair pose. And as you lift your torso, pull the belly in. The back is nice and long. Sit back a little bit deeper. Notice that the knees are not going past your toes. And then exhale, stand up into Tadasana and step your right foot back behind you. Again, step out. Give yourself enough room to move around. Inhale, reaching straight up to the sky. Exhaling, bend the left knee, elbows out to the side, cactus arms. Inhaling, reach up. Exhaling, cactus arms, reaching your elbows out to the side. Inhaling up and exhaling, cactus arm, bending the left knee. Inhaling up once again and then exhaling, open up into warrior two pose. Sink into your warrior two just for a few more moments, turning the palms up. Inhale, reach back behind you into exalted warrior. Exhale, begin to straighten the left knee and pour yourself into your triangle pose. Your hand can rest on the block behind your foot or your shin or your thigh. Rotating the lower left ribs up to the sky. Begin to reach your right fingertips straight up to the sky. Inhaling, elongate the spine, and exhaling, rotate a little bit more. Inhaling, coming all the way up. Exhaling, warrior two. Inhaling, turn your body to the front, come to the ball of your back foot, lean forward, and then begin to lift your right foot off the ground, maybe coming up an inch, maybe a lot higher, but keep the chest up. Remember, you're lifting the heart rate up. Create a back bend. Inhale, and then exhale, stepping your right foot to meet the left. Once again, inhaling, reach all the way up to the sky. Sit in your chair pose. Sit back deep and then exhaling, lift up and bringing your hands to the heart center, stepping your left foot back behind you. Open your stance so you're not in a tightrope. Inhale, reach the fingertips up. Exhaling, bend the right knee, elbows out to the side. And move through this with your own breath. Inhaling and exhaling. Your inhalation, reach up. Your exhalation, elbows come to the side. This time as you inhale, reach up. And as you exhale, open into warrior two pose. Go through all the cues. So sink a little bit lower. Really energize that back leg. Turn the palms up. Inhale, reach back behind you. Extend that entire right side and exhaling, pour yourself into triangle pose. Your hand can rest on the block. Inhaling the left fingertip straight up to the sky and exhaling, rotate your lower rib cage a little bit more towards the ceiling. Your inhalation is going to lift you straight up and exhale back into warrior two. And with your inhalation, your torso is going to face forward, come to the ball of the back foot. Anjaneyasana, inhaling, reaching your fingertips up. Exhale, bringing your hands to your heart center. Lean forward, shift your weight to the right foot, and slowly begin to take off. Lift your back leg up into warrior three pose. Pause here for a moment, lower the left hip, maybe your arms can reach back behind you into swept back wings, and then slowly lowering the left foot down, bringing your left foot to meet the right, inhaling, reach all the way up to the sky, exhaling, fold forward, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway up, and exhale, fold Uttanasana. And then you can come down to the floor, have a seat. You can put your blocks to the side. Lie down all the way on your back and just rest here for a few moments. Allow the knees to be bent. Your feet are flat on the floor. And then draw the knees to your chest. Rock a little bit side to side. Just kind of give some gentle loving care to your low back. And then slowly begin to sit up. So we're going to come into just a simple meditative seat. This is another pose that is really fundamental in yoga, the lotus pose. We focused on warrior one, warrior two, warrior three. But in this pose, this is where all the other poses are based out. In fact, we do yoga so that we can sit into this meditative pose. As you sit down, you find yourself grounded. You come back into the center. You come back into your sense of stability and groundedness. And then you can close your eyes and really come back inside, really owning your space, owning your own magic. Your power and strength comes from within. All the warrior poses are based on courageous action. And the root of the word courage is core, meaning from the heart. It's not bravery like we think of being gutsy or fearless, but it means moving from the heart. So as you rest here in this lotus pose, close your eyes and just stay in this meditative pose for as long as you like to. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.